or win a championship, fucking take my first round pick. But once the season's over, then I'm not trading picks until it's my pick.
For sure.
Because why would I've used this example with so many people. It fucked Danny so hard last year. He traded his like 109 for Mike Williams. And I was like, okay, that's fair, I guess. I like Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, or he wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's fine. But the only reason he did it is because he thought Justin Jefferson wasn't going to make it. And then Justin Jefferson made it to 109, so he would have just taken Jefferson. And it's like, oh, fuck. So you just need to wait. Like,
oh, man. I would have traded Le'Veon Bell for that 109 last year, dude.
Yeah.
And I didn't accept the message.
Yeah.
Until after I made that trade with you. I was so mad.
But that does suck. That sucks for you. But
I would have traded up to get Cam Akers anyway.
Oh, well.
I would have taken Keyshawn Vaughn. I'm glad that I could pass that on.
Yeah.
The savings to Sap.
But so now it's like during the season, if you're about to make a run and you trade a first for some piece that's going to help you, I don't care about that. That's fine. But once it's draft time, hold on to those. There's no point. Well, any trades you agree on should be like, okay, when it's my time to pick, I'll trade you if my guy's not there.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to trade you right now. There's no point.
But I traded my first for Josh Jacobs and Cortland Sutton.
That's fine.
But that's also because I playing to the point where I think that pick's gonna be like a 110.
Yeah.
But I'll be fine.
Well, that was also next year's first. That's fine.
Yeah.
I traded the 108 for the 202 and the 210 last year. Sorry, just numbers. Yeah. But it's because I wanted Burrow, but I didn't want to pick him that early.
Yeah.
So I get the guy I want plus a late second. Yeah. And that was in the off season, but you know.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to say that it's stupid.
No.
It's
I was just
like,
giving a little context.
It depends on what it is. Like, if you're not convinced that this trade is going to be better, then just wait. And then still make that dude, whoever called you, is still going to want to make that trade.
Yeah. I don't know. That guy is unstable. Sorry.
Anyway.
Well, that's the thing, too, is how much hotter is that pick going to be when the guy they want is right there? They're like, I'm going to give you
a guy
whatever.
you don't fucking want, and they're going to be like, let me fucking trade up. Like,
if I had held until the 108 and Justin Jefferson was there, I probably could have maybe got more than the 202
you
and
definitely
the
could have.
210.
Or you could have just taken Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I should have done that and just taken Herbert, you know?
So
and
fucking...
But yeah, you probably could have gotten a lot more because somebody would have been like, oh, I fucking want Justin Jefferson. Like,
yeah.
That was me. I was.
I'm not opposed to trading out of any of my picks this year.
Well, I don't have the stock to trade into any of them. And like, let's fucking start this shit.
Hey guys, what's going on? We're back here at Rough Draft Research. Last week we did the day 2 of the draft. We are going to finish it up here at day 3. So we're going to cover rounds 4 through 7. Also cover the guys we did with the tournament. So if you didn't see the tournament we did, check that out. Might be kind of pointless now that the drafts happened. But yeah, we're going to cover all the guys that we talked about in the tournament. So a lot of guys that got picked up undrafted. So we're going to start at the top. You guys just want to go through the order?
Yes, sir.
Ready to rock?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to kick it over to you guys, and we're going to start with Michael Carter.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
To the New York Jets.
What are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, Michael Carter, I've been talking about him. I, kind of thought he made a more well-rounded back than Javonte at times, the way he ran up the middle, and it was stellar in the passing game.
What about that burst store?
Oh, my God. It's pretty damn good. But he's the only guy in the Jets offense.
Yes, sir.
So I think he sneaks in the top 10.
Fuck a P. Ryan. You heard me.
Fuck that P. Ryan.
Take it easy.
You're Nathan on an orange peel. We don't need no P. Ryan.
No, I'm 100% with you. This is like total landing spot for me, and I was super in on Michael Carter as a first round pick already. Yep. And now he goes to his place where his only competition again is Samaje Perine. Fucking, let's go.
Yeah.
Like who?
LaMichael.
Oh, sorry, Samaje.
Hey, you never
Washington.
know. Get the brothers back together.
LaMichael Perine. Yeah, he's gonna take over that starting role, and he's gonna take over the passing downs. Like he's just gonna be their back, and I'm stoked about it.
Hey, I just want to mention, don't disrespect LaMichael. He's not Puka Williams' backup. Okay.
You're fucking right.
Samaje's
I'm
with the
sorry.
Bengals,
I am
you know.
sorry to both Perine brothers for getting you confused. My bad.
That is.
But
You know what? I don't think they're coming after you because they're going to be fighting for their jobs. Michael Carter just come to town. And
well, LaMichael Perine is losing his job. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, we're going to cover 2 running backs later that are taking Samaje Perine's locker
Yeah.
and his job. Probably his jersey number.
Well, cool, man. We definitely covered Michael too. So if you want to check that out, and I'm sure we're going to continue talking about him again in further episodes. Surprising Tennessee Titans selecting Des Fitzpatrick. I don't know much about him. He didn't make our tournament. So this is pretty big time. So I'm going to kick it over to you guys. What do you say?
It's a little confusing to me.
Yeah, it's super surprising. I didn't understand this pick at all.
Yeah, he's the first wide receiver on day 3. And
I thought there were a lot better guys that you could have taken.
so just to cover the basics, because we haven't really discussed Des Fitzpatrick, he's 6'2", 202, and ran a 4.54.
Yep.
Played up in Louisville, and he does seem like an athletic playmaker. His tape was pretty sharp, but he doesn't rise above the competition to me, and I'm really, really surprised that he went this early.
That's super weird. Those are basically my exact same notes. I said, so super surprised he went over all these other receivers. He never stood out to me as like a viable superstar by any means. But I will say the landing spot is great.
Yep.
Because, I mean, there's that Tennessee second spot is wide open. So if anybody can do it, yeah, let's go. He's still not somebody I want, but I think he's going to intrigue a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the same notes. I said, that being said, he will have a huge opportunity in Tennessee. So, yeah, I think we'll probably touch on a few more Tennessee guys as we keep going here.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of needs.
And also, just in case you guys are wondering, we are going to cover every team down the road. So we're going to cover a lot of these guys more in depth. But we're about to do like 30-something guys today. So if we're a little short.
42.
42. So if we're a little short, that's why. So you'll hear more about these guys, but we're getting our initial thoughts tonight. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Kind of a quick one.
Kind of reactions of sorts.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Detroit. Amon St. Brown. A lot of receiver depth available at this. So not excited about this guy.
No.
Opportunity available. Sorry.
Well, it's the third guy in a row whose landing spot helps him out a lot. Yep. Makes me slightly more intrigued about him. Detroit should have a better offensive line after taking Sewell. And who's stopping Amon St. Brown from being the first or second option at wide receiver? Cephas, Tyrell Williams, Bashad Perriman, like
Jonathan Adams.
These undrafted guys we'll get into later. Like, I don't know. I think he could end up seeing some targets, but again, you got his measurables pulled up. Like, I'm not super impressed.
Oh, we got him pulled up. Yeah, what did he run?
A 4.66.
Damn.
Yeah, he's 5'11", 197, so he's not that big. He's not that fast. Like
a sub 13 yards per reception. Like,
yeah. Like
so they say he's got a good route tree, and he does have
fair.
Got to give him props. He's got really, really good hands, but he's rocking at 4 yards after the catch. It's not great.
There's nothing that gets me excited on an offense that I already wasn't excited about. Mm-hmm. So, sure, yeah, he's going to get a lot of targets probably. He's going to end up being a guy for you. And when somebody picks him in the second round, I'll be super stoked about it because that's one second-round pick that I'm not worried about.
I'd say he has an opportunity to get some first downs, but he's not going to be a guy in your lineup. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about this guy. I've said a lot of crap about him. But shit, we'll just change it over and head to Minnesota.
Yeah, boy. Just bought this guy's rookie card, Kene Nwangu.
I mean, come on. This guy
Ghost
doesn't even have a
man.
fucking picture.
No picture. Okay. All right.
We can do better than that.
I will say I am
I
excited.
mean, his workout metrics are sick. I will give you that.
I'm excited for this guy, not for fantasy. As a fan,
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
As a fan, I see a lot of opportunity.
Well, and I think this could be better version of Cordero Patterson. That's what I'm hoping for.
We don't
Return
say
guy,
that name.
specialist guy.
I mean, if you want, you can take a super fast special team guy that's never going to see the field behind Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, we need a
I'm
slot
good,
guy.
though, because this is a fantasy podcast. I want nothing to do with this guy. I do think I'm with you. I think he'll be useful for the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm just
And
being
that's-
defensive, I'll be honest.
That's
say
great.
slot?
I also think it was way too early to take this guy. But regardless, I think he will play a role. But as far as fantasy, snooze fest. Don't even
It's
don't even
actually
look at
a
this guy.
bummer because this was my dark horse. Like going into the draft, I'm like, I'm going to get this guy post draft. He's athletic. He's a freak. Maybe he can do something. And then he went to the Vikings. Like, you have no opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Dude, that's a broken record that we're going to be doing a lot during this. All the running backs did that. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you at all if I did.
Shit, no. I'm pretty much just going to let AJ talk about this dude because he's sending me his high school track metrics and shit.
I was excited. He's an athletic guy. He did play behind David Montgomery and Brees Hall, who's going to be a top 3 pick next year.
Great.
So,
Right.
I mean,
Right after Chris Olave.
okay.
Buckeyes.
All right, I'm just being defensive.
Also,
Let's
and
move on.
then I will say I was like researching, like, all right, well, maybe he'll be involved in the passing game.
7
His best season, he caught 3 passes.
Yeah.
7 over 4
Three
years.
Yeah.
3 of 4. 3 of 4.
Yeah, 3 of 4
Hey.
targets. So that's what 75% completion percentage. So I mean, there you go. But fuck, I don't.
That is
Burst score.
1.1% of the target share for the
Hashtag
team.
burst score. Hashtag
No,
burst
no
score.
metrics out of this world. He's probably going to run you some kickoffs back, but
Cordero
if you're in one
Patterson,
of those,
that's what I'm saying.
if you're in one of those weird leagues that gives you fucking return yards, which is
I love those leagues.
I hate those leagues. That's
Are you kidding me?
stupid.
I love those leagues for this
But-
guy. All right.
But yeah, if you got this guy in one of those leagues, fucking go for it.
I made it fun like Tyler Lockett 5 years ago. That was the time to be in one of those leagues.
I was in one of those leagues. I had Randall Cobb, and it was awesome.
There you go.
But it seems, well, different podcast. Let's move on.
like the only leagues Devin Hester was drafted.
Yeah, like
But
Talk about Cordero.
let's move on to my guy. No longer my guy, Rhamondre Stevenson to New England to join that shit show.
To lead that shit show.
Damn right.
If you think about Mac Jones under center and Rhamondre Stevenson behind that O line, I'm
Sounds
starting
like
to see some cool shit.
sounds like an offense I'm not scared
They
of.
did not pick up. I will say they did
man.
not pick up Sony Michel's 5th-year option. So
Okay.
he gone.
Yeah,
So now you get a slower Sony Michelle. There you go.
Sloaney Michelle. He played lighter than this when he was younger. I think he'll probably play lighter than this in the future. He was on the scales at what 247 or something like that. Yeah, so he's already lost weight. I think he continues to lose weight as he transitions in the NFL.
hopefully.
He runs like a smaller back, like like he played the position at 215 or something, and then just packed on some pounds. But I think he's agile. I think he's got the power.
His agility
that comes
score
with the-
agrees with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I watched a little. bit
No,
of
that
film
wasn't
and
a
it was
shot. I was actually surprised his agility score was that high.
I'm telling you, he
So-
runs like if
He's
you watch his
shifty.
older film,
He runs smart, dude.
he was smaller when he was younger, but he does got some off the field issues that didn't even miss the Peach Bowl there in 2019. Drugs.
I hope I'm wrong about this guy, because I just want everybody to do well. But
Yeah, I only say good shit about everyone. They're all gonna fail.
I don't care. I don't care about this.
All right,
He's not
fuck
even in
him.
my top 36. But LeGarrette Blount did well in New England, so I guess he
Yeah.
can be the same guy.
I think he's gonna
So did Rex
probably
Burkhead.
end up as a top 36 skill position player
Well,
out of this
then
draft.
I will be wrong.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I
I
think
mean,
that, he definitely.
You guys can have him.
I
And
don't
it'll
want
be
him.
another pick that I'll go tight. Like somebody I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna take.
I think
Nice.
Him, Tutu, Des
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, these guys.
man.
Like, all right, have fun.
John
Fall's coming
Bates, tied into the Washington football team, seems rather interesting. I don't know anything about him, so why don't you guys educate me?
It's not that interesting.
you're never gonna know much about him.
He's a purely blocking and maybe an occasional target. He's had 2 touchdowns in his entire 4-year career.
Yep.
He's only had 37 catches, and he ran a 4.89.
Yep.
40. Like, he's just a blocker. He's a blocker, and that's great. And that's great for Washington because Logan Thomas is going to be the target there anyway. So, yeah, I'm fine with the pick. But as a fantasy guy, pass.
Yeah, what did he have a max targets of like 7.5
Yeah,
average over 4
yeah.
years?
It's
Like,
crazy.
per season. No, the 7.5% target share. Anyway, sorry.
Quite the baby face.
There you go.
I think he will be a
2019.
good player, and people in Washington will like him, but not a fantasy player.
Yeah. Yep. No, he'll be on the field, but he won't be the guy that the ball gets thrown
No,
to.
absolutely. And that's fine. You need those guys. Mercedes Lewis is one of my favorite players on the Packers, but I'm never going to draft him in a fantasy league. Like, let's go big dog. But, like,
Yeah, I mean, tight end's not a pass catcher when you're sharing the field with my boy Terry McLaurin,
yeah.
Curtis Samuel,
Yeah, all the people
Diami-
fucking Washington took.
Diamond Brown.
Yeah, Diami Brown, Curtis Samuel,
That's so
Terry
hot.
McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas. Like, he wasn't ever going to see the field. It's just another blocker for Antonio Gibson.
That's good. They needed a little help
Yeah.
blocking, so
That's fine.
Sick.
good pick, Washington. These guys
Nice
are doing it
job.
100% correct.
Yeah, I really did like Washington's draft a lot.
They're going to be pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
They're going to ice out
So, speaking
Tampa
of
Bay in the playoffs.
speaking of hot spots to go to, Chuba Hubbard to Carolina.
Ooh, cool down.
Oh, cool down over there, Christian.
You stacking on stacks
This one hurts
for sure.
because it's, again, I think he'll be great for Carolina. I think he can come in, supplement a lot of the things that Christian McCaffrey can do. And so they're not going to lose much ground when Christian McCaffrey inevitably has to take a break or be hurt or whatever. But again, his fantasy value just fucking plummeted with this pick. But no, it's going to be great for Carolina. And I think CMC owners, such as myself, get him as a handcuff. Like, maybe pay a little too much in the 3rd round to go get him, because if CMC ever does go down, Chuba Hubbard could have similar production, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's going to get more work than we think, just because of how Christian McCaffrey is a valuable asset. And if this team is building for a playoff run, they need to get him rest.
That's fair.
They never have really respected his, humaneness, right?
Yeah.
Like, they've always treated him as an immortal guy. And we saw what happened last year. And we saw what Mike Davis did. So I think, yeah, you're right. That's definitely a handcuff. But I think, he if you get a desperate in a bye week, you might throw him in there. If they get some big leads, we might see a ton of him.
Yeah.
So
It just sucks because I thought he could be like a sleeper mid-second round pick that could
Chuba.
like turn your team around when, like, let's say he went to the Broncos, like somebody we were
Right.
talking about. Like, he could have been a guy that like actually turned the team around. And now him going to the Panthers, as much as it does make sense, he's just not gonna be that anymore. Now
You don't want-
he fell from the 2nd to the 3rd round easy to me.
right, being behind the best running back in the NFL is
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, it's probably
The
not
most
going to lead you to
promising
that
shit.
many points.
Yeah. Fuck, man. They should have. got him in New England, Rhamondre could have backed up CMC.
Yeah, that would have been fine. I would have been a lot better with
Could have
that.
pass blocked for him. It would have been just fine.
That's right. Him and John Bates did all the blockers.
So let's go on to Indianapolis taking Granson, SMU tight
Kylen.
end. Or Kylen. Oh,
Yeah, a
sorry.
couple
I only
Kylens
respect
up in
one
here.
Kylen.
I was about to say, I was gonna say, because how have I never heard the name Kylen before? And now
then-
there's two in this draft, and they're both spelled different.
Yeah.
Like, how does that? Anyway,
You better respect my grandson. But, I mean, this to me is like 6'1", 241.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here? You got Mo Alley Cox and Mike Doyle, or Jack Doyle. So,
Cox is on a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Jack Doyle's in his 30s.
yep.
I actually kind of sneaky like this pick, like as an after the draft ad, like low key, like watch his targets, see if they start to build up a little bit, because I could see Indy not wanting to spend money on these other two tight ends and letting them go, and then Kylen Granson locks into a starting role. Not that I think he's like this athletic monster, he's not even that big, like whatever, but the landing
Yeah.
has me intrigued because it's a low risk, possible high reward. Like super low risk. Like the worst thing that's going to happen is you drop him in 2 weeks.
I don't think that'll happen, man. If you look at this guy, did you watch any tape on him?
I haven't. No.
Okay.
It was more stat.
He got a little slick. Like, he got open downfield,
Okay.
but he still breaks tackles. He had 14 touchdowns over the last 2
Okay.
years. So that means, he's a pass-catching tight end.
Yeah.
And he looked good in SMU, man. This is one of those guys that I was kind of keeping an eye on the whole
Oh, okay.
offseason.
Okay, so you're higher on him than I am.
Yeah,
okay,
I was just
cool.
trying to downplay it because I think Mo Alley Cox is badass.
No, I think he's awesome, but they
1
clearly
year.
didn't want to pay him.
Oh, yeah.
Or they would have just signed, because they had plenty of money,
For sure.
so they could have just signed him, and they didn't. So, and then they took this guy in the 4th round. So, I don't know.
He did well. 15 yards per reception average over the past 2 years.
Yeah,
Better than
that's
so.
good. 5 touchdowns and 9 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. Like
You don't see a tight end with up to 15% target share on a.
yeah,
It's
no,
not Kyle Pitts. Look at that, though.
Wentz likes
Big
his tight
smiles.
ends, dude.
and yeah, he had good
Yeah.
metrics. 4.69 40 at 6'1", 241. So he's smaller for a tight end, but hey, man, keep an eye on him. I have a few guys that I think put on your watch list.
Okay.
That was like one of my tags for this, and he's one of my guys. Like, I don't think you should draft him just because he's going to be the 3rd guy on the depth chart, but put him on that watch list. Get those updates. If the coach starts talking him up, pick him up before everybody else and make you look real fucking smart.
Tight. So
Like
just,
when I picked up Darren Waller off the waivers. for
Exactly.
0 bid.
Exactly
Oh,
like that.
oh.
Maybe not as impressive as that, but exactly that
we
kind of
don't know the
mindset.
future.
That was my off
Hey,
season.
asking for a friend, how much would you spend Fab for him?
Oh, like right now in the off season?
Yeah, like after the draft.
$8.
All right, cool.
Nah. You probably get, that's
like
a
27.
That's
I'm
a
like,
$3 nothing drop, right?
Yeah, but you got 100. You're not going to spend 100.
I know. I
Just do
always
8.
end the season with like $65.
Exactly. Like just do 8
This
or
year,
maybe
I'm gonna be out of
11.
money.
I always do like weird numbers, not 5s and 10s, because everybody does that. So I always do like 11 or
I'm that $8
16.
same.
$8 bid all the time.
Yeah, you got to beat that weird 7 guy who thinks he's getting the 6 guy, and then you
Yeah.
slam him with the 8.
Yeah.
Boom.
But yeah, after the draft, $8, Kylen Granson. Just watch him.
Tight.
I think it could be interesting.
So
grandson.
the next skill position off the board was Jaelon Darden
Tylan.
to the
dude.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You know who this guy reminds me of?
Is it Scotty Miller?
No.
He's literally
Is that
the
what-
best
is that what it
comparable
says?
player.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
one of my
no.
notes. Is that player profiler has him
That's
as
funny.
Scotty Miller?
Well, you do you. I'm gonna Google my shit and see what I come up with.
Well,
just to
my
make
only
sure.
thing was they compare him to Scotty Miller. I think that kind of tells you something because Scotty Miller's in the 3rd year of a 4-year deal. And this is a crawl that I've had because I heard it again today about Tom Brady.
Tompa.
Tompa Brady taking less money. No, he didn't take less money. He kicked money down the road. So in 2023 and 2024, when the Bucs are cap strapped, they're not going to be looking to sign all these guys. So they're going to need these cheap options. And Jaelon Darden isn't an exact replacement for Scotty Miller to me. And that's where I'm at with him, is they're not going to re-sign him. Darden had over 100 targets over the past 2 seasons each time and only had 70 receptions. I don't think that's on him. Like, I think he had bad quarterback play. I think he could blow up, and you're just going to have to wait a year on him, in my opinion.
100%. I mean, he had a 99th percentile college dominator score.
Yeah.
And 19 touchdowns in 9 games in 2020. The only other person doing that is old Jarek Scatterson. But I think that this is the future AB, man. I think this is their Antonio Brown replacement, and if Chris Godwin doesn't get a long-term deal there, you could be looking at a guy who's major next year.
I definitely should have said that too, because Chris Godwin, they're not going to be able to pay him because it's great. Oh, Tom Brady took
this year.
Yeah, so. Tom Brady took less money, but no, it's guaranteed for the next 2 years, so they're not going to have money to sign Chris Godwin. Like he's gone. I think he's gone after this year unless they do some shenanigans and make it work.
I don't believe anything anymore.
But Jaelon Darden, he's got options on this offense for replacements. And so that's why I think he's another intriguing watch guy to me. He's in my top 36.
Yeah.
Now.
No, he's a guy I'm sneaky in love with the dude. So call me crazy.
I guess this podcast is on the same page then.
Hell yeah,
that's right. We hang out together too much.
You heard it here first. If Jaelon Darden blows up and you draft him, come back. Or come back anyway. We're desperate.
We're not that desperate.
To the Baltimore Ravens, taking another receiver, Tylan Wallace. So we can be pretty brief on him. We've covered him quite a bit. So
no, I got a lot to say about him. Right. Baltimore and Tylan. No, I don't care. I like Tylan Wallace, but Baltimore. I do have a question for you, and it's not you guys, and it's not about Tylan Wallace. Am I too down on the Baltimore offense? Because they have said these receivers they've got makes them want to open it up. Am I like too down? Because they do have 3 different guys now. Rashad Bateman, Hollywood Brown, Tylan Wallace. They all play 3 different roles. Am I going to be...
Got you.
Am I going to be the guy sitting with my...
thumb up your ass?
Exactly. Am I going to be that guy, or am I kind of right where I'm just kind of like, I don't care. He dropped out of my top 36 after getting taken by Baltimore.
If they make the transition to be a more aggressive passing team, that I think that the wealth will be spread so much that you're still not going to be getting value out of these
so
guys.
Either way, it's not going to matter. Okay.
Yeah, and I really think that he is kind of monopolized in his role that he brings to the team. Like Hollywood Brown is that guy, that guy that's beating coverage and getting open downfield like Tylan always did.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I think he's a decoy out there. I mean, and Bateman's just going to be, if and when it will be Bateman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. I'm glad I'm not off base. I was trying to write notes about Tylan Wallace, and that's where that joke came up. I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I just thought it was, his level of production was extremely high and extremely consistent.
Yep.
So
Tight.
It just sucks he went to somewhere where that's an issue with wide receivers. It's consistency and high production.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
that's the opposite of what they needed, but that's okay.
All right. So is that going to wrap up round 4? Do you guys have notes on Ian?
He's the same size as Drew Brees, which I thought was funny because I think it's Sean Payton kind of hedging his bets. Other than that, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking. So that wraps up round 4. So
well, there's your little clip, huh? You can release that as a little clip, just talking values and trades and all kinds of shit.
That's like a whole episode. We just did it.
Real dynasty shit. Right
we're